You have, you offer services from wedding, to podcast recording. You do a lot of the video content that Bobble does, etc. So what is the benefit for you let's say if I was a client to go to you other than an agency? Now, one of the main things is going to be budget and location. And if you have a good show reel at an independent level, is that key thing is, if I'm on a strict budget, I might want to look at someone local. I might want to look at a freelancer, because an agency is going to give agency rates, but the agency is going to have a lot of people working on it, strategy and elements. The other benefit is obviously locality. I want someone local. If my business is based in Leeds, I want you to come, which is why we don't work with a videographer outside of Leeds, for example, which is why we work with Josh beyond the relationship we've had at working at previous agencies. And the other thing is, actually, I'm only dealing with one person. I'm dealing with Josh. So I send a question to Josh. I get a response from Josh. I sit down, do my strategy with Josh. So the benefit for you, and I know you didn't ask this question, but if you're a company looking for services, you go for a freelancer, they're the benefits. You're dealing with that freelancer. That freelancer can probably be more, what I can say, flexible in terms of what they do. They will have multiple projects on the go, but that's where the downside comes is, which client do you prioritize? Because it's just you. As a freelancer, it's just you. So who do you prioritize? Which clients? And you're likely to prioritize the clients where you get your recurring revenue from. I'd like to believe that sometimes you prioritize us because we know that we do, the monthly recordings, podcast, the bite size. We give you all our video editing work to do. We refer you to our clients as well. So I like to believe that you prioritize us over a potential new customer, because longevity, we build the relationship up. And that's the challenge a freelancer will have. As a freelancer will have to pick and choose and be careful who he works with, because he can't just take on a new project and give all that time to that one project when he has other existing customer relationships where he spent months and years building that relationship up, which is the bread and butter. Because as a freelance, you're not really down to much contracts. You're working on project by project basis. Some of your work is going to be new customers and one-off projects, which is fine, but you would prefer to have regular income coming through from regular elements. So like you, Josh, you do weddings. You're not going to get loads of wedding bookings, but you have to include them in as and where and plan well ahead. So there is a benefit of working with freelancers, mainly from a cost, location, and that dedicated one-to-one service. But there's also a downside as well, is they might not take you on because they might have to prioritize their existing projects and they might be full. And other freelancers might not have the skill set that you're looking for. And that's where an agency has more benefit, because agencies have more resources, more experience, can hire more people, can take on multiple projects, and know how to manage multiple projects and deliver on time more efficiently than freelancers. So if a client was saying, well, why shouldn't I go with a freelancer against Bobble Digital? The one thing I'm going to say is you can hire someone full-time in your department, but I can give you 5-6 experienced people for the same price. And I can get the job done more efficiently and better. And I've got access to better contacts, better platforms that you have to invest in. For example, if you hire an SEO manager in-house, you're going to have to get SEMrush and maybe Ahrefs and other platforms, which is an extra cost. You're going to have to invest into reporting and analytics. Also, that person will eventually get bored after 2-3 years of doing the same job again and again and again if they don't get the development, and you have to replace them. So the knowledge goes. The benefit of working with us as an agency is all those platforms you have to pay for come included. You get multiple people within the team that will know how the product works. So you get dedicated account management, but we can keep adding fresh people to the team as and when to come into it to have a different view, a different look at it. And you don't have to train anyone up. It's not on you. You just have to focus and expect the results. So there's pros and cons on that question, Joe, whoever you are out there. Thank you for the question. I thought it was a very, very good question. I wanted to answer it specifically in this one based on the relevancy to the previous podcasts. That's all the time we have. That's about 20 minutes. We will be back for episodes 9, 10, 11, 12, which will be recorded very, very soon. And we've got more guests coming on board, talk about video, Rashpal Sagu from Box Media and some other special guests, which I'm keeping keeping the secrecy on that one, and we can surprise you with that one very, very soon. Thank you for listening. Again, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to our podcast streaming platforms. If you're on YouTube, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to reach out with any questions that you have. Use the hashtag AskBobble or hashtag Mr. Bobble or @Bobble Digital across any social media platform, and we'll answer your questions on these news roundups. And for everyone that's listening, thank you for your time.